The Colugo is one of the most unique mammals on this planet, and you've probably never even heard of it. It sits on a very lonely branch of the family tree. For a long time, scientists thought that this mammal must be closely related to bats, and you can certainly understand why. You've probably seen gliding mammals like sugar gliders or flying squirrels. The skin membrane of the Colugo is more efficient than any of those other mammals. You can see with the Colugo that skin membrane actually goes all the way to the tip of the tail. This allows them to glide around 70 meters without losing hardly any altitude. In fact, the record length for a glide is around 150 meters. So for us Americans, about a football field and a half. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that for a long time experts thought it must be closely related to bats. We can now test these ideas thanks to DNA and genetics, and when they have done that, they have realized that this is actually more closely related to us and the primates. All of these animals up here from the mouse lemur up are primates, and right next to that is a really lonely branch that the Colugo sits on. So the Colugo diverged from the ancestor of all modern primates just a little bit earlier than the group we call primates. They just missed being in our group. The last thing I want to talk about is their parenting style, because this is also really unique. They're a placental mammal, but in some ways they're more like marsupial parents. They give birth to really little underdeveloped young, and then they essentially create their own pouch out of all of that extra skin, where those young will live for around 2 to 3 years. And yes, that means the Colugo parents have to be able to glide with their young attached. Here's a picture. This unique group of mammals, these primate cousins, can be found across Southeast Asia. In fact, this study found, based on DNA, that there's likely a lot to learn about these animals. There's a lot of diversity we haven't yet uncovered.